So for this, you will need a bowl to mix, 800 millilitres of water. You need a hand mixer that's got, or like a, you know, like a, if you've got a KitchenAid mixer, you're lucky, that's my dream. But if not, you can get like a hand mixer and add sort of these kind of, they're like for kneading bread. And then 25 grams of yeast. And then obviously you need the mix for the rye bread. Because I've never made it before, I've kind of cheated a little bit. So I've gone out and bought like a pre-mixed bag. This is for a full corn, which is, I don't know if you can see in the picture, but it's quite nutty and seedy, which I like. So first of all, it's got instructions on the back. It says it takes about 60 minutes to bake at 185 degrees Celsius. The first thing you need to do is you need to put the yeast in the water. So I'm going to fill up here with 800 millilitres of water. Now, because I've never really used real yeast before, I just went and bought, I don't know if you can't really see it here, but I just went and bought like a packet of dry yeast, and this has got 50 grams in it, so I'm going to split that in half. And it says to put into the water and mix. So I'm going to put this into my mixing bowl. Just make sure that's all kind of mixed in. And then it says to add in the mix that's in this bag. And once that's in, you need to mix it with your hand whisk, you know, your hand mixer, or if you've got a bread mixer, for about 10 minutes. Oh, hello. Oh. Right, I'm just going to try and get this a bit more like mixed into the water. Right, I'm just going to get rid of this and go in with my hand whisk. So I'm just going to go in for about 10 minutes, it says. It does say to use it on the lowest setting. So I've finished with my dough now. You need to put it into a baking pan. So you need to put it directly into that, and then you need to sort of glaze over it with a bit of water using a brush. Oh yeah, okay. So this needs to be about 2.5 litres. I think ours is about 3 litres, that's fine. And it's going to raise, well, I'm going to let it raise in this. And then if you've got one, get like a sort of silicone spatula like you would use for baking, just to kind of get the remaining dough off the spoon. And then I'm going to try and sort of get it into a sort of formed shape. Right, so that looks ish flat. Obviously this pan has been greased, so it's easier when it comes out of the oven. And then it says to get your little brush thing wet and then glaze over. That seemed good enough to me. And then next stage, it says let the bread rise until it's up to like the sort of the edges of the tin. It will take around an hour to an hour and a half. So I'm going to go put this downstairs where it's a bit warm, and then when it's done we'll be back to put it in the oven. So the bread is now finished rising, as you can see. You need to preheat the oven if you've got a fan oven to 265 to keep it warm, and then when you put it in, go down to 170. So it's been preheating now. I'm going to put it in. I have to put it on the lowest shelf, and then I put it in there for an hour. Before I put it in, you need to get a fork, as so, and you need to make little holes in the top. I'm guessing that is for it to, I don't know, cook through or to make some sort of pattern, God knows. So once that's been, best way to say this, pricked a few times, pop it in the oven for an hour, and then when it's out and finished, I'll show you. So I've just taken the loaf out of the oven, and just to make sure it's cooked, I'm just going to try and stick little, I don't even know what to call this to be honest, but it's like a pin thing. If it comes out wet, then I know it's not cooked. Oh god, it is hard. I think this is so you can, oh Jesus. Right, no, that needs another, I'm gonna say 10 minutes, and then I'll be back to check up on it after. So it's now ready. I've taken it out of the oven, and I'm going to now put it onto something. So I'm going to put it onto a lovely wooden board. I'm going to attempt to tip it out. I think it's already been carved a little bit out. Whoop. Whoop, yeah, okay. And there we have it. Now it's a bit warm at the moment, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it rest, and then I'm going to show you how how we use it over in Denmark, and we make something called smørrebrød, which is like an open-faced sandwich. So basically, we found out there was a bit of an issue with the rye bread, that basically my mum greased the tin, which she did with oil, not butter, and therefore the outer part of the rye bread came out very hard, like it was a rock. And also because I'm not a very good person, I'm not very good at like cutting bread in general. It usually comes out in like triangular pieces. It's just not even at all. My mum made it into she's made it into like slices for me. So I'm going to show you now how we make an open-faced sandwich in Denmark, otherwise famously known as smørrebrød. And you've got your nice bit of rye bread here. It's so soft and lovely in the inside. It's just like a rock on the outside. So I'm just going to take some butter med breads. And then what I'm going to be doing with this smørrebrød is my favourite, and for anyone who's not Danish or Scandinavian is probably going to think, oh my god, this is disgusting. My brother, who is half Danish, probably more Danish though than me because he still lives in Denmark and speaks fluent Danish and everything, he still struggles with this dish. He usually makes it, has a few bites and thinks, oh, made too much here, and then I finish it for him. So what it is we're going to have sild with kajsalad, and that is basically a marinated herring fish with a bit of like a curry salad type thing on top. And this is what every time I try to make my friends eat this when they come over, or if people come to visit me, they just can't. Even just looking at it is just too much. This is not the brand I like. The brand I like they didn't have in the shop I went to, so that was great. And it comes, I don't know what it's marinated with, but it comes with lots of like onion and sometimes peppercorns. And I try to remove those. I'm just going to quickly slice my bread. Holy moly, it's rock solid on the outside, I can't even tell you. As my mum said, a horse could break its teeth on it. Right, so I'm just going to take some sild here. Trust me, don't hate on it until you've tried it. It doesn't look the most appetising, I get that, but trust me, holy moly, it tastes good. Oh, Emma, this is a bit. Oh, and this isn't even the best one. The best one is called kippers or something, but yeah. So there you've got your sild. Yep. Probably doesn't look that appetising for a lot of you, but trust me, it's good. And then I like to get some kajsalad. Again, it's not the one that I like, and it just kind of looks like... And then you just plop a bit of it on top. I'm literally going to devour this. Don't knock it till you tried it. But there we have it. An open-faced sandwich, otherwise known as smørrebrød. And usually when you have fish as a smørrebrød in Denmark, you would have a beer to go with it, which of course I've got. And for anyone, if you ask any Brit who has been to Denmark, trust me, they've heard about and tried it and love tuborg, which is basically a pilsner, which is, I think, is a lager. And it looks like this. And this is like literally raining glory. I don't know if that makes any sense what I just said, but this is my baby. So usually you'd have one of these. You ready for the best sound of your life? Oh! Oh, it's just so good. And then usually you'd have a snaps which is not like what you think of in Poland. It's actually made here in Denmark, and it's holy moly strong, and I personally think it tastes like disgusting. If you go onto my Instagram, there is a video of me trying one in a Danish restaurant in London, and just looking at my expression will be able to tell you, yeah, what my opinions of the liquor. But yeah, I would have one now, but in an hour I'm gonna go pick up a friend and he's coming over for some Aperol Spritz, so if I have a beer and a schnapps, I probably won't quite make it to his. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. That is how you make rugbrød or rye bread, and how you make smørrebrød, or yeah, an open face sandwich. You can put anything you want on there. Honestly, if you Google smørrebrød open face sandwich Denmark, I mean, you'll get so many different recipes, but this is my go-to. And then a nice little 2-bar beer on the end. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little cooking show with me, and I'll see you next time.